Good day everyone, welcome to this channel and thanks for subscribing to this channel. Now on this one, the federal government to hold Obi responsible as obedient threatened journalists with death for calling them obituary. My people, this one is a very interesting one. It's a very interesting matter. As a journalist known as Sam Omaseye, his life was threatened by Peter Obi's supporters, that's the obedient, after he tagged Obi as obituary in an article he wrote. Wonders shall never end. So how can someone wish another death for no just cause? What the journalist did is very bad. He's the one that started the fire and he's still afraid of facing the consequences. Now, the news in full details. The journalist who used obituary as the caption of a critical article against Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, has claimed that his life is being threatened. Sam Omaseye has published the controversial opinion piece in Nation's newspaper titled Obituary. In a tweet on Tuesday, Omaseye asked Obi to call his supporters to order, adding that the Labour Party presidential candidate will be held responsible if anything happens to him. He tweeted, "Peter Obi, call and caution your supporters to order. They are issuing death threats. If anything happens to me, you will be held responsible." So the journalist he did something really unethical for trying to wish somebody death by tagging the Labour Party presidential candidate obituary, and he should have known the consequences of his actions. So why is he now afraid? The journalist Sam Omaseye is a chairman of the Nation newspaper's editorial board, and he alleged threat to life after describing Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, as obituary in a scathing article published on Monday. This same journalist is 61 years old, and Nigerians criticized him seriously over the article, in which he branded supporters of Mr. Peter Obi, an opponent of his principal, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Okay? It seems it's like it's Tinubu that owns the Nation newspapers. And Omaseye had, in the article titled Obituary, he tried to link the Labour Party presidential candidate to the agitation of IPOB, even though the separatist group has continuously distanced itself from his presidential ambition. In the article published on the back page of Monday, August 1st edition of The Nation, a platform published by Vintage Press Limited, owned by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oh, it's Bola Ahmed Tinubu that owns the Nation's newspaper. So he's trying to paint a bad picture of Peter Obi by wishing him death to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Is really, really bad. So bad. And if you are campaigning for the person you support, let it be free from violence and vulgar words. I think I've said it here before. Someone advised Tinubu's campaigners, that's Seth Akintoye, he advised Tinubu's campaigners to avoid the use of vulgar words, and instead the campaign should be something that is going to present the good side of their leader. It should be something that is going to sell their leader, yes, it should be something that is going to sell the presidential aspirant of the party, instead of tackling other parties by insulting them. And what Sam Omaseye did is unethical. It's unethical of him. It's really unethical. And it's owned by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Omar Sheye argued without evidence that those agitation of Biafra have gone quiet because they are now supporting Mr. Obi. He wrote, "The Biafran babblers are alive and well. They just swapped icons, rechristened the shrines, and rewrote the rites. They left the prophet for a secular priest. They have had a switch of battle gear. Maybe it is not quiet. We can hear and feel the cacophony, the chants, and the counterwailing are everywhere, especially on the phones. The Twitter bees, the Instagram grimes, the Facebook freaks. They are alive and well, but they have not been at war at the side of their icon, who is gripping in detention. Is farewell, Kanu. Welcome Obi at least until the new priest peters out. They are at his worship. They embrace it because it does not for the first time in years, feels like they are outside the mainstream. They are not falling for the law, holding from the fringes. They have Peter Obi as their man. He is a mainstream. He belongs not to the masob. Our Kanu's assembly called IPOB. They can say they have a legitimate tribe and rhetoric. They may claim to embrace INEC, cling to a political party. No one in the police or DSS will harangue. Omar Sheye went on to write, Obi has turned out to be an excuse for even closest Biafrans to betray open emotions about Biafra without being accused of it. It is like wearing a color beneath another color. Obi has become a shelter for both miscreants and activists of the crowd. The article attracted angry responses from Nigerians on social media, with many accused him for ethnic baiting. Amid the outrage, Omar Sheye took to his Twitter account to allege that Obi's supporters were threatening him while vowing to hold the Labour Party's candidate if anything happens to him. Mr. Peter Obi, call your supporters to order. They are calling and issuing death threats. If anything happens to me, you will be held responsible, he wrote. What Omar Sheye did was completely unethical of him, and it's really wrong for him to wish somebody death, no matter what. Is really, really wrong. Now, let's take a look at what this one said. Oh my God, how on earth will a trained journalist, which is supposed to be bias-free, neutral in political matters, use such a derogatory, inflammatory words on a presidential candidate, his tribe and his supporters just to please his paymaster Tinubu? Is condemnable and unacceptable. DSS and other law enforcement agencies should, as a matter of urgency, arrest and prosecute this man for hate speech, ethnic profiling, character assassination to serve as a deterrent to others. TVC and Nation newspaper are becoming something else because of the interest of one man. Politics should be played devoid of bitterness, acrimony, envy, hatred to avoid anarchic society. I rest my case. That's just it. What he did is wrong. It's totally wrong. It's unacceptable. That's it on the matter for now. Thank you. Do well to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more news updates from us. Thank you.